Shubhodaya. Welcome all. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening from wherever you are joining. And we have been covering the series for the International Day of Yoga. We talked about Uttishtata, Jagrata, Prapyavara, Nibodhata. And in the previous classes, I talked about Uttishta and Jagrata. And to recap, Uttishta, our animals have spine horizontal, and Uttishta means you are born as a human. Your spine is supposed to be vertical, not to be like an animal, always horizontal. It's a time to get up. Uttishta. In Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna talks to Arjuna, he talks to all of us through Arjuna. Arise. 4 times he tells. Uttishta. He tells Arjuna to get up. 4 times. Get up to the higher possibilities in life. And Jagrata. Last week I talked about Jagrata. After getting up, I should be alert in the life. Alert, Jagrata, get up and alert to the greater possibilities in life. I touched upon that one last week. Look at the higher possibilities in life. And today we will be touching upon Prapyavara Nibodhata. And you had to be intensely energetic and work towards the goal in the sustained manner. And if I ask anyone, right from a small child and to the elderly people, they say, if I ask them to come to yoga, they say, sorry, I am busy. Even small child, I am busy. Everyone says, so busy. I am so busy in my life. If I look back in my life, what I have been so busy, what I was busy for, what did I achieve? If I look back, there is no significant accomplishment in life, but I was so busy. And in the problem is that to have a sustained effort to reach the goal, what we need to know, we have to define ourselves. If I ask somebody, tell me about yourself, they will talk about, or I will talk about, I have this much money in the bank, I have 3 property, 10 property, I use this car, I work there, and I studied here, I have so many degrees. And when I ask somebody to introduce, they are not talking about themselves, they are talking about what they have. And it's if you want to talk about yourself, then I can't talk about myself. What to talk? I can talk about how much money I had and what did I have for breakfast, and what about you? And most of us, we can't talk about ourselves. And that identity crisis is there. Identity, first of all, that to progress, we have to journey, my journey to continue, I should define the starting point. My starting point itself is not defined. That is why, since we have the identity crisis, we don't know what we are doing in our life. We picked up so many projects in our lives, right from my childhood. If I look at, I started something, I dropped after a few months. I dropped. And I started dance, I stopped. I started yoga, I dropped. I started painting, I dropped. I started another music, I stopped that one. And it's start, stop. I started yoga, I enrolled for yoga after 2-3 classes, I dropped that one. And I started yoga, I changed my teacher. Teacher is no good. I started another path. Start, stop. How can I have a sustained progress? To have a sustained progress, and you have to define yourself. What is your core competency? And every company, they talk about their core competency. What is the core competency? And I have to build up on that one so that I will become a market leader. Corporates, they talk about what is your core competency. So what about your core competency? You have to define. Many of us, many people, I ask them, even if they are 70 years, 80 years, and what do you want to get out of your life? Even teenagers I ask, they say, I don't know. That you have to define what is your core competency. Then only you can travel long distance in your life. Define your core competency. Many of us, most of us, we want to light up lamp in our life. We try to light up many lamps in our lives. We want to be brilliant. We try to light up many lamps, but we forgot that to light up a lamp, we need a fuel. We forgot about that one. We are not bothered about the fuel. We are busy. We want to light up a lamp, but light is not coming out. To light up a lamp, you need to have fuel. Fuel you can get only through sustained practice, what is called as tapas. The tapas is the fuel. When you have the fuel, then only you can light up. That light which will remove the darkness around. If you want to remove the darkness around, and if you are a traveler, long distance to travel, you need the light. So that darkness is dispelled, you know where you are heading. For that, you need to practice, and it's jumping from one here to there. Patanjali talks about to have this stamina, to have the fuel for the lamp. Satu dirghakala nairantara satkara sevito dridabhumihi. How I have to practice tapas? I have to dirghakala. It's a no weekend. It's a holiday. No long weekend. No coronavirus lockdown holiday. No holiday. Come what may. It's a no long weekend, no busy day, no long weekend, cold day, hot day, no break. Satu dirghakala nairantara, without any interruption. No interruption. It's a nairantara satkara sevito dhrida bhumihi. Satkara, as an offering to the Supreme. I am a traveler. I am heading towards the great goal in my life. To reach the goal, it's with devotion I have to go. I have to have the commitment. I should like what I am doing. It is not half-hearted approach. Dhrida bhumihi, firm conviction. What I am doing, it is not a blind belief. Firm conviction with knowledge. I am practicing. Satu dirgha kala nairantara satkaro sevito dhrida bhumihi. With a firm foundation, to have a firm foundation, and not only that one, my energy should be tivra samvegana masana. The one who is intensely energetic, that person alone can aspire to reach the goal. If I have no energy, I am attending yoga class because my wife told me, my husband told me, my parents told me, my children told me, I have no interest and I go nowhere. You have to have the interest and intensely you have to practice. That intensity you get when you start tuning yourself to the teacher. You should have respect to the teacher. When you start tuning to the energy of the teacher, your energy picks up. It's like in the motor, in the electric motor, stator is there and the rotor is there. The rotor it picks up the energy when in the electric motor, they pass the energy, electric current through the outer periphery in the stator. When the energy is flowing in the stator, this rotor picks up the energy. We also, in our life, if you want to get intense energy, get motivated, you have to tune yourself to the teacher's energy. Pay attention what the message is coming and recap on that one, regurgitate that one, think again and again. You start getting the energy. In Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says to get the energy, first of all, you have to develop interest in your own life. And I want to excel. I want to accomplish great things in my life, not ordinary things. And develop interest for yourself, and interest for the subject, interest for the goal. And Sri Krishna says, Maya Sakta Mana Partha, Maya Asakta. The first quality, develop interest. If I myself do not have interest, nobody make you to move forward. Uttishtata Jagrata Prapyavaran. If you want to achieve the goal and sustained manner, develop interest and develop Maya Sakta Mana Partha Yogam Yunjan Madashrayah. I want to do the yoga with interest. Yogan Madashrayah. That Sri Krishna talks about. And when you start getting the interest, when you're so energetic, so inspired in your life, moving towards the goal, ripples in the problems, small ripples come in your along the way, small hurdles come in your way, but they won't bother you. Last week I talked about Chitta Vritti Nirodha, the second sutra, and various thoughts comes. They try to block your pursuit. But when you're so intensely energetic, you pierce through all the disturbances in the mind. Outside disturbance, you pierce through that one. Nothing can stop you reaching the goal. And in the Bhagavad Gita, Sri Krishna says, Yatro paramate chittam niruddham yoga sevaya. When the mind is so lofty, so connected, so inspired, and it doesn't want to get down, it doesn't want to come down with disturbances around. And that is why that message in Kathopanishad says, Uttishtata Jagrata Prapyavaran Nibodhatha Kshurasya Dhara Nishitam Duratyaya Durgam Pata Tat Kavayo Vadanti. This, arise, awake, stop not till you reach your goal. You have moved away from the animalistic type to the humanistic type. Your spine has become vertical. There is a purpose behind spine has become vertical. You have to accomplish great things in your life. Do not stop. Do not stop and get inspired and move towards that one. And this path is not for ordinary. Ordinary people, they find all the excuses not to get motivated. Those who are arise, awake, stop not, moving towards this one, it is only for the brave people. Very few people. The path is like walking on a sharp razor blade. If you misstep, you may damage your leg. Very carefully you have to tread this path. The path is very clear, you have to tread very carefully. And Duratteya Durga, most difficult path. But the Upanishad says you can't do that one because you are not ordinary. There is an extraordinary potential in you. You can reach the goal. Do not stop. Come what may, get inspired, make a sankalpa, make a commitment. I won't stop until I reach the goal, and because I am not ordinary, I have an extraordinary potential and I will become an extraordinary person. Lie down on your back.